Alright, I am finally getting around to this. Let me figure out what you guys said the main issues were. I think one of the main issues is we were all fucking like yapping a lot, so the criticism wasn't very direct, which is kind of what I was telling you guys. Like we have to talk a little bit more clear. So, and ironically enough, it seems like we were complaining about comms, um, and then also we were struggling on holding without dying. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I don't get a lot of that. Else, I was tapped out for all of this. So, um, oh fuck. Anyways, so it looks like a rushing B. Not bad, but it's basic. Careful with running out of spawn with a smoke in your hand. Like with knife out, you're like 250. I think with smoke out or any piece of util, you're like 240, 230, which like isn't that bad, but it definitely does slow people down, especially when you're going through a choke point like that at first, right? And it doesn't, again, it's not that bad, but like it maybe let someone get in a position that they don't need to. Okay, so this smoke needs to be going out quicker. Oh. So this is a really good fucking like reaction from them, right? So they decide to double up early, kind of ignore cave, let the mid players come in. Right, so once they do hear, all right, they're coming out here, they decide to double up and they decide to push, right? They catch one of you guys out, I think, or yeah, they catch one of you guys out. So, yeah, that's just a really good play by them and something that we can take note of. But Alias does good to get two here. All right, so Mo can't be the only one fighting long here, right? If we have all of this, we need to either make sure that we're holding on to like cave and ramp. Didn't mean to drop penis there, but like we need to make sure that we're holding on to this, or we can kind of ignore this because it is a little bit harder to hold and it's not as powerful as long as we get like, you know, all of this, right? If we're able to hold on to this or hold on to this, that's a lot better. But yeah, Mo just takes solo fight there. And if we are, let's say we are in a 2v4, right, with cave control, then I don't hate it that much, right? If we take on less risk by holding this area, right? We're not overextending into where they have like a fucking funnel. So in a 2v4 where you already have numbers advantage, you don't necessarily need as much map advantage. But if it's even, or even if it's like a 3v4, I still kind of want you guys going out here. But yeah, Mo just can't be the only one fighting. What did RJ do here? So yeah, Za, you need to be going long. RJ should probably be going long as well. I mean, I get that the person goes cave, but like, Zod definitely needs to just be going and scaling there first. Sorry. Some guy off of fucking Tinder just messaged me after. It's been a fucking year. Yeah. Since December 28th, 2023. That's insane. Anyways, that's psycho behavior. Fucking If you haven't talked to someone on Tinder for over a fucking year and you just hit them up out of the blue, that's insane. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah. So scaling for B site should always be your goal. Like, or scaling for long while going B site should always be your goal. So now we just kind of have these weird positions here. Za is completely isolated. Alias is good to get another one here. I'm not a big fan of all these positions. Is that a solo fight? I don't hate it if you called, hey, let's swing short here on 3. If you didn't, then that's kind of dog shit play. Yeah. And either Alias was really slow on that or you just didn't call it, so. Good fucking round. Slime is a true Napier villain. Insane. Alright. So, I don't know what info we have here, but we do a good response because we know there was a lot of util going out here. Just run out onto a site. It ends up being clear again. We should be scaling here at this point. But we don't. We fucking molly it off. And so, I know I always sound like a fucking broken record, but ramp in a post plane is a coffin, right? Just like stairs, just like triple, just like, you know, all these positions, it's a coffin, right? Just because we go here, there's not much cover, right? You're not in a very powerful position, right? You can get swung from here, you can get swung all of these angles, right? You have to take a pretty disadvantageous fight if you want to contest someone getting into cheetah, so you're not even really doing that very well. Right? Just all in all, it's really fucking shit. Taking long has like none of these problems, right? All these fights are pretty advantageous for you, even if you swing against that back wall, right? You have a lot of cover, you have this, you can go here, right? You have this box, you can throw util here, like there's so much you can do with it, and you're not giving a lot of stuff compared to here. So don't default back to there. Scale up to long. This is going to be like a main issue. So I'm going to go ahead and start in notes. Ancient notes. Scale long in post plants. Communicate micro plays, especially in post plants. So that one's about like when we had, I think it was Zaw here, and he swung out without calling anything. I'm getting pings. But yeah. So we default back out. We don't have any fucking control here. Like, we have cheetah, which is good. That's a bit of an overextension alias, but I don't hate it. They are, like, your team is fighting them ramp, so swinging out, right, you do catch them off guard there. Bro, why is this guy still message? Oh, okay. Sorry. Tinder just sent me another message. Bro, I thought this guy triple texted with no response like, after a fucking year. That's dude. Don't be that person, please. Dude, I don't know if I'm sick or if I just, like, dude, I feel like I've drank so much water and my lips are so fucking dry. I don't get it. Alright. Well, first off, let's see if we're mollying jump up at start around. We are not. This is a big issue. Doesn't really matter. He probably would have waited for that shit to fit anyways, but that's something we need to be doing. And then, yeah, I just don't love how we're taking this fight here. No. Yeah. We're playing so close to this wall that, like, they were going to be able to swing out on you like that. Right. I don't hate, like, scaling up like this first, but, like, once you get to a certain point where they're going to be able to see you like that, just swing out right, and clear this, and then, you know, you want to clear, like, this angle, then you clear this angle, then you kind of clear all these angles if this isn't going to be smoked. And then also if you're scaling up here, like I said, if you're scaling out here to go towards mid, this should be smoked. If you're not scaling out towards mid, it doesn't need to be. Throw a molly that lands like this, right? So you bounce it off like the very most right corner of the wall, the white wall, and it'll land here, right? So these players either have to push up or they have to fall back, and they can't play this like stupid jiggle angle. That's really hard to counter. Oh wow, I'm so fucking hot and sexy. Anyways, plus you can now just swing only this instead of have to worrying about like both corners at once, because this will all be mollied off. But that's just general theory to focus on. Oh, Alias, what are you doing, brother? Alright. So, we just don't want to be, like... One thing that I don't think we were necessarily getting caught out on a lot, but I do see it at lower level lobbies in general versus high level. High level will always, like, when you're pulling out util, you're almost immediately throwing it, right? You're not just holding on to it for the sake of holding on to it. Right? If you are the player that's sitting back here, yeah, your job is to throw the utility once we do decide to take up onto site, right? But also your job is to hold for exactly this, right? And you being here, you're doing nothing. At least being here keeps you busy. Sure, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be doing anything, but you know, there is a 1 times out of 10 where this guy does push down dry, does just walk out and gets your teammate. If you're holding that, then that doesn't happen. And then yeah, you just got to shoot back there. Oh, okay. Never pull out util in a 1v1. Right? It's a one-on-one duel. That nade probably doesn't bounce the way you want it to anyways. And if he is doing what you think he's doing, it also doesn't do anything, right? Because even if that nade does land in this area, right, you throwing this nade, you're like, okay, this guy's falling back. So you're doing absolutely nothing with that. Just keep your gun out in 1v1 situations. Nades are really just a tool to like clear out positions or, you know, prevent someone from just staying tucked, if that makes any sense. I don't know what piece of util you're even pulling out here. Like, what was the goal of that? You're pulling out an HE. I'm guessing to bust open that smoke. I'm not in love with it. But I think you need to realize as this player here, like, oh, I can still see boxes if they go up. And you just need to, like, punish that if they do. But, yeah, Mo should be getting that kill generally, though. Alright. Oh. Alright. I don't hate it. It's 4v2. They have bomb down and they're still holding A main. Like, that's really fucking weird. Let's see how much info this guy was giving you, though. Yeah, that's just a weird play. You know. And I'm not even gonna watch this. Only pull out util for you are ready to throw it. Alright. I mean, I do think I am seeing improvements, like, week to week, which is reassuring, to say the least. Alright, so... I'm assuming... Oh, fuck, what am I doing, bro? No improvements in fucking spectating, I'll tell you that much. All right, so if you throw a nade to bust open the smoke, you're not the one that swings off of it ever, right? There's lineups from here, and even then you're way too slow to actually capitalize off of it. Let's see how this guy gets down. Okay, so this guy literally just scales like this. That's insane. But it goes to show you that we need to be putting people here unless we're like going for something particular. I don't think we're going for anything particular here. Right. Even if it is an A hit, right? We still want to send at least one here to show pressure. Because this person's going to get here, and if this person doesn't rotate off, and this person like rotate off, then they're fucking throwing. But yeah, RJ, you just don't... Like, Slime is literally right here, holding fucking for Casper the Ghost to walk out. Alias is sitting here, maybe setting up a lineup, but probably also holding for Casper the Ghost. Yeah. So one of them can throw a flash over, Alias can swing, or vice versa, or both of them can just go out dry. Like, there's a lot you can do in this situation, and these people are doing like 0 impact. And your nade has 0 impact as well. But yeah, I mean, wow, okay. Yeah, we were just generally lost, right? You see what happens here. Like I said, they get all that control and then they just run down. Now they're stacking A. Alright, so obviously hindsight's 2020, but once you get that pick on that player that's pushed down, sure, clear close, but you should be scaling up quick because we're taking all this time for fucking hell. We're taking all this time and just buying them time to rotate in. Right, so now they have a person back long. Right, you lost your timing and you're just going, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, you guys are trying to give me a fucking aneurysm. What was the thinking here? Right, we just fucking scale up, bro. We have all of sight. Like, even if we're not aware that this person like rotated off, we know there's max 1. So instead of just like taking a 3v1, we give them a 1-on-1 or a 1v1 and then a 2-on-1 with like chances to like self-isolate around this long position or this short position or playing. Like, we just give them these opportunities for 0 reason. Right? Like, I just don't get what we're thinking here, guys. Oh, that's rough. Alright, so at this point, we've lost the advantage. We need to pause. Right? Mo gets this kill, which is like really good. Like, it's at least very impactful. I don't know if it's a good kill per se, but also, what was the buy here? Sorry. This is something I should be looking at. Yeah, buys are just not on the same page. I'm gonna assume what Alias bot was correct, just because he's the one that's calling, but honestly, that's not a correct buy no matter how we cut it down. Just because... okay, he forced. Okay, no, that's not a wrong buy. So Mo, you need to... I guess you're also opping, so a force is different for you. But Alias, what you should probably be doing is dropping extra stuff. That way we don't have a guy with a Tech 9 and no util or anything like that, and then everyone else on AKs and shit. Right? Even dropping a Mac 10 or something. Like, now Mo has, you know, he has Kevlar, he's gonna have a bunch of util. Right? But I mean, I don't love the play. You caught a timing, which is good. You caught him sleeping. But generally, a good player is going to catch that out. Like, if you were to duo that with, like, Slime pushing out at the same time, that becomes a pretty good play. Right? Just because if you go out on the left side, he goes out on the right side, he's going to have to pick one. And if he gets both of you, then he just hits a really nice spray transfer, and that happens. But also, if you, like, get a nade, or, sorry, a flash from Slime or something like that, right? But you just kind of run out and then yeah, you put Slime in a rough position where he now has to react to a play that you did instead of like setting something up. Okay. But yeah, just hit your shots good. Alright, so 2v2, they're splitting up, which is just the wrong idea, but Glow does have a really good protocol here of advancing his position, right? Because he pushes here. Sure, he is taking one-on-ones and potentially losing B-site, but right, he's going to be able to know, like, hey, they're not here. I need to start rotating quick. Like, because sure, you guys are going out quick and loud, but if you guys were to cut noise and go quiet, he already has that information. Like, that's just a really solid fundamental play. These kids are pretty good. And then, yeah, we just kind of overextend by ourselves here. Again, that's just communication. Like, you know, either the planner says, I'm planning for donut, go donut, and you go donut, and you both go donut, or like RJ communicates, hey, I'm going A main, go A main after post plan, or go Xbox after post plan, but you guys like don't communicate your ideas together, and you both go splintered, and you give them one-on-ones. Good fucking kill. No, that was a nice shot. So, again, you see here, right, this person's able to just get up so early. That's a huge kill, RJ. And now you throw that molly, does it land? Yep. Jump. Alright. So it's 4v5. Right? We have a minute 25. And we're running through smokes into an MP9. Like, sure, we do have 3 here, but like, just wait for the smoke to fade. Yep, he gets 1, and we cancel. And we give him the advantage right back. And then they give it right back to us. Mo does a good job here of like capitalizing. He knows that he just killed 1, and he knows 1 was just cave. So he's able to scale quick. I don't love scaling on this wall. I will say that. If you scale off of this, I've just noticed, number 1, that's what most pro teams are doing. And number 2, I've had better success myself. I think this is like later pathing. I don't think it's necessarily entry pathing, right? Because you would have been able to catch him if you go up and like, I think you realizing you opened that up was a little bit delayed, which, you know, I don't blame you. It's not something I would immediately put out, but yeah, think about it. You stop here. Oh, wow. You had such a good read and you like questioned yourself. Yeah, if you just go up here, you catch this guy. Right, you catch this guy going out. Sure, he throws a flash, but you would have been able to see that. And yeah, again, you're just kind of unsure with your crosshair placement, so he's able to get a lot of damage out onto you. If you just held where he was, then you get that kill. Right, like he's not going to swing out all the way here and be pre-firing you. If he's going to take the swing, he's going to go back on the left side. So, right, players are generally going to favor the right side peek for them. So for this position, if you wanted to do the right side peek, it would be there. They're also going to do the swing that covers the least amount of distance, which is generally going to be the right side peek. So if you're unsure of where to put your crosshair placement, do that. Right, so not the greatest smoke, but it happens. So we're getting bomb back over. Mo has a good idea of escorting that bomb a little bit. I would hate to see you hold on to that flash, but good job. That's a good crossfire. Alias, I'm just assuming misses his shots a little bit here. And you guys punish. So overall, that was pretty solid round. Like, You guys had the right ideas. I think the main issue was like running through the smoke here, right? So I think that's just a protocol thing. So once you are up on default, pump the brakes and wait. And then I'm not gonna write down be confident because I think everyone knows that. So like you had the play here and you lost your timing because you weren't confident in it. I don't know if Alias called for you to slow down, which like if he did, then you know you have to listen. But at the same time, you know you just have to go out and make that play. So, and then again here you were not very confident. So yeah, you guys heard that info that they had a player go back to A. Oh, what a shot, Slime. So, again, we know that A is weak. We need to be scaling quicker than this. Right. Yeah. So again, this is just kind of rough entry pathing. We both like one person scaling all off this wall going into here. One person's like just trying to take this fight here, which is like, it's just generally not a favorable fight. You want to be scaling off this and going into donut 9 times out of 10. Just because like, you know, if you scale like this, you can smoke CT and then you guys can like cross here, but this is just very risky. There's so many like deep angles and, you know, places that these people can be playing and that you just like, you limit those if you go here and just hold into donut. Oh my lord. Wow. But yeah, I mean, you see what happened? Instead of focusing on sight, we try to take these duels deep, and now we don't even have sight, right? I think one of our issues, like this isn't even necessarily holding flanks, but I'll just put it as holding rotates for a sight we don't have. I've said that before, right? We're holding flanks for a site we don't have, but even this, we're holding, you know, rotates in to a site for something we don't even have yet. So let's work on that as well. So Alias is able to get in here with a smoke and start scaling out. And you see how he scales out? That's perfect. He isolates all these fights that he takes. He has a good idea here to push through CT. At this point, I don't hate you going B, and I think that's probably what you do. Yep. Oh, wow, what a good fucking play. Let me see here. Unlucky. We just don't crouch the second that he decides to swing. We go here, we run a cave, we get wide and gun down. Yeah, that's kind of just what happens. What I like doing on B hits, or on ecos if you're trying to rush B, is literally just sending all 5 up here. You see how isolated this one guy is, right? This person has to go all the way here and like hold crossfires, and if he wants to take fights like this, he has to run all the way out of cave. Like, it makes it really awkward for them to hold the site, so this person's generally going to fall back. You're going to get bombed down. You're going to be in a post plant, right? You throw a couple flashes into long, now you have long control, you get a couple picks. Like, that's a very winnable round. With this, like, with that, you're taking generally max 1 fight if this guy long decides to fight you. With this, you're basically forcing their hand that they have to fight you twice, right? They have to fight you cave, and then this long guy's going to have opportunities to fight you. So just be a little bit wary of that. I see you guys got him down, but he's able to get you. You're not aware of it, or he just wins the gunfight, either way. So And then that's just a very bad swing, right? We're just like shift walking onto his screen close to the wall. Right? You gave that guy almost every advantage. If you like, now let's say you do decide to get close to this wall and you like just fucking turbo swing him, right? You like go completely parallel with the wall and you just run out and then you like immediately crouch, change the level of your head. That becomes a lot harder shot for this guy to hit. If you have the correct crosshair placement, you get a lucky dink with a Tech 9. That's a one-shot headshot even with helmet, so. Does it really change the outcome of the round? No, but it's, you know, it's something to get in the habit of. What the fuck, dude? Our coach sucks balls and dick. So, I think we should be fighting for this, right? We don't really have a set default, so let's try to get on that. Unless we have like multiple defaults, which I don't think we should really be going for, especially with how like variable they are. We should always have our number one at least here, right? If there's only, like, let's say we break it up into this, or even if we break it up into this, like, trying to see how this makes sense. All right. So let's say that this is one player's part of the map, or let's say that's one part of the map. Let's say this is one part of the map, and then let's say this is one part of the map. So what we should do is have, if there's only one person on this side of the map, that person should be here. If there's two people on this side of the map, both of them should be here. If there are three people on this side of the map, two of them should be here, one of them should be here. And then if we do keep two here, one person should be kind of just in this area, right, holding for A main pushes and able to lurk in later, but also able to support this mid player with, you know, with that nade that you were showing earlier, RJ, with a jungle molly, with a red room resmoke, with a flash over, right? There's a lot you can do. So that's kind of the job of this A lurk. And then you have one or two elbow players, right? So if you only have one, then this person's job is really just to kind of go out. They can help with some of that mid util, either that red room smoke or the jungle molly. But generally, they're just going to be the ones kind of dueling out mid with these cat players. If you have two, then both of these players can be setting up util, and then one is definitely just dedicated to fighting. But you can also just have two dedicated to fighting and one person throwing util. And then the job of these players over on this side, so if there's 1/2, then their job is to kind of just lurk up. Then you kind of have your decision whether or not you want to play like a cheetah-based default, cave-based default, or if you want to play like a mid/donut-based default. Both of them end up the same generally, right? It's just order of operations, right? Do you smoke cheetah first, fight out mid with all these flashes and bust open the smoke, run through it, throw, you know, flashes like this, flashes from here that land in the same area, and you just like duel it out here, force them out of mid, and then once you do that, then you take in a cheetah, or is it the opposite, right? Do you like duel early cheetah, throw this molly, fucking run up into their face, get this control, right? Throw a molly that lands like here, forcing these players to run out or run up. You know, throw a flash like this off of the wall, and then you take this fight. Now you have this control, and then you can like drop a smoke here, leave a person here, and this person rotates out. Right? You smoke both of these, molly this, throw flashes again, and fight out. Those are your two defaults. Again, same difference, just order of operations. I don't know where I was going with that, but oh yeah, we do end up going up cat. That's good. Again, RJ, your timing's just off, right? You just give him that warning sign, and by the time you get there, the smoke's closing up. So. Alright, so we're entering out bomb, or entering out with bomb early. Alright, let's get you in some free fire maps. Yeah, you just walk out, and again, you're kind of doing not as bad as what Slime did here, but a similar thing where you're just kind of walking out and exposing yourself to a lot of angles without taking like the proper movement, right? You're not purposeful with any of your swings, and I think that's just because you don't know this angle exists. But even like swinging out here, right, you kind of just shift into it and like lazily clear it. I think you went through the motions, but you're not really checking if someone's there. I think you would have had a double take to like if someone was there, you would have like looked at them, looked back, and then you would have been like, "Oh fuck." Then you would be panicking and miss. I'm guilty of the same thing, but you know I still have to call you out on it. But now bomb is just lost. Right, we get a kill. I'm assuming that's on B. And now B site's completely free, but oh. Yeah, we get a kill on B because bomb went down, technically. So. But still, that just bombs out in no man's land, and we have no chance of getting back in this round unless they overextend. Which they did end up doing, but not enough to punish us. Yeah. These kids aren't bad. Like, what's going on here? So we do all this, but don't have smokes for mollies. Like, that's pretty silly. Yeah. So on this, I think we're just too worried about like util and stuff, especially here from Slime. If we're rushing, we gotta fucking rush. And if we are like able to cancel a rush, that has to be called into it because otherwise our default mode should just be go, right? And Mo does right here by running out, and we don't like reward that. So we need to be aware, like when you call a rush, you have to like either you have to decide how do you do cursive? Anyways, you have to decide whether like you know push through the molly, push through the smoke, or I have a smoke for the molly, or you know if they throw molly, let's pause. Right, you have to decide that because that now you get split up and picked out and all this. I think your best bet for defaults and rushes, ecos, just fucking going out. You're gonna catch him off guard, especially at the pace that we are playing already. But I'm not gonna watch this. Yeah, so. Oh, yeah, no, that's just really bad. That's not how you take Cheetah. All right, we have a really good idea there by pushing together, and we were able to get that trade because of it. But like I said, if we throw that molly here, and then this blocks everything here off. You clear this back wall here. You can jump spot from here, and you see over. Let me see. So like, basically, if you jump spot, you kind of just go like here, right? And you see if anyone's on that back wall. So you basically just, and you don't expose yourself to all of this. And if someone's sitting here, right, they're not going to be holding for fucking a jump spot there. They're going to be holding for this. So, and then again, all this is going to be mollied off. You can just focus on that angle. Otherwise, it is a really powerful angle, as we see here. Issue with flashes, number one, it lands here, doesn't really blind anything here, even if there was a guy. But also, a really common position to play cheetah from is this jiggle, right? So as this person's going back and forth, they hear this flash, they're going to tuck. As they hear it pop, they're going to run back out, right? So they're going to get peeker's advantage, they're going to know that you're coming, and they're not going to be blind. And you're going to be running through here. You're going to immediately check this, see that no one's there, and start clearing everything else, and then that guy's going to get you on a jiggle timing, so. Can't blame you guys for not knowing that. So. I'd say in a 4v3 here, a 6 RJ, you need to be going up and creating some sort of disturbance, right? Because they're able to just kind of go out here, stack towards B, stack towards A, right? They don't have to worry about mid. They do a great job here of, I mean, honestly, they don't. They don't do a great job of turtling at RJ. Even if you were to come up in group with the boys, right, you're going to catch this guy out. So I know I say let the pack play first, but when you're down numbers, you got to make a play something as this lurk. You can't just sit here and bait. Now, if it's like a 4v2 and you have the advantage, then like, yeah, sit there. Because now what they're going to do, they're going to have to extend somewhere and like go for a play. So they might go through mid and not clear this corner and just go jump up. Right? They might go through elbow and go for the same thing. They might run through A main, run through spawn, and you get that info. But when you're down numbers like this, it just doesn't work like that. So, and yeah, we just give this guy one-on-ones. Yeah, we just kind of don't dick around for too long. You guys can call an admin in live support to change servers if it's laggy, just so you guys know going forward. I don't know if you can really change the... Oh, what the fuck? I don't know if you can change the location, but you can definitely change... you can change... you can change what server they're using. Nice. You know, we're duoed up there, so that's a pretty solid play. That guy overextends a lot, but... So, only thing I don't like is bomb is a little bit disconnected. It ends up being connected. But now, I don't like that we don't have control of much of anything. Right, so... Oh, Zaw, you can't entry with bomb, brother. It's like multiple times. This round is 110% lost. Off of that small micro play. We just carelessly walk into an angle and off's holding, and now it's 4v2 like that. I can't fucking stop it. Oh my god. Okay, so... What the fuck is this? What am I watching? Okay. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that was not a very smart play. Right. Like, look at where your team's at. And then look where you're at. Even if you get a kill here, like, and then isolate this player off, they're gonna have time to rotate through. Sure, it opens up like A site and CT ideas for your mid players, but right, you already did that by making that pressure. You overextend here. Like, let's see when this guy mid rotates off. Right, so he does it when you're dumping all this fucking util, right? He doesn't even, like, look at this. You brought so much attention before you even crossed this point. If you were to just stay alive and keep applying pressure as Zoth is like a short smoke, you know, that keeps these 3 players here, and now these players can go out and do something, but I'm assuming that's just a tilt push. And yeah, now they're able to rotate back. They have 2 here, they have 2 fucking mid. Really the only places you guys can go. Yeah, they just have an off on that line. Mo gets 1. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, we just make a solo tilt play, push up by ourselves, completely isolating ourselves, and die. And then, like, I'm not in love with trying to, like, double go mid. I don't think we end up doing that. I think we end up going 3 through donut, which is good. Alright. Now, RJ, you have to be really aware of your drop here. Oh. Yeah. Like, I get you're concerned about cave. I don't hate it, but, you know, if you are, scale like this. Right, that way you can hold this cave push and not be vulnerable to exactly this. But yeah, now you hear him. Oh. I can watch the rest of that. That's a shit molly. They're gonna run up through it, and you guys are gonna get fucked. Yep. Yep. Bad molly. I'll show you a better one. I'm assuming that's gonna get punished a lot. Okay. We're just not fighting together there, unfortunately. Let's see how much util damage you even do here. You go from 94 up to 94. You don't even do 20 damage on 5 players running up through a fucking molly. That's fucking terrible. Yeah. I mean, that's just how shit the CT molly is. Yeah. They just throw a good exec. You're on eco, you stack B. It's not a bad idea. Whoa. I really like this setup. This is a really good setup. I like that a lot. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see that. That way I don't have to fucking go over it. Alright, so default mid util. So we have the instant double smoke, which is good, but we also need a molly landing here. Where does this... That smoke doesn't land good. It needs to land back in this cubby because that like prevents your teammates from throwing mollies and nades that land there. So we just need to work on that lineup. But you see how they molly jump up, start around. So, as mid players, I play mid now on Ancient, and I am learning this the hard way. Utility over guns, right? MP9 is really fucking busted, and it's $1,700, $1,650 cheaper than the A1S is, and $1,750 than the A4. So you can buy a full kit of util and kit, and like, because if you don't do this, right, even if they don't necessarily punish you this exact round, they're gonna like realize, okay, they don't throw any util mid, we can run through that, and you are gonna get punished. So 5v4 your solo mid-mo, you don't need to take this fight, right? If I'm a T and I'm sitting cave, right, I know my chance to get back in this round is to kill a guy jumping up here. So that's what I'm doing, Yeah, I'm just gonna hold for this jump up. But for whatever reason, we decide to give A. And we are playing only one there to start. How much? So I'm guessing this guy just creates a lot of pressure for us early. And we're concerned because we got burned on it twice earlier. So, Zod, be careful playing on site B, right? Because as you can see, right, this person just runs up. He has a one-on-one fight and you're completely isolated. Like I said before, this player has to like rotate all the way out, and even then they can only kind of hold from here backwards, right? They can't really hold anything from this point unless they want to go all the way out and like expose themselves to a lot of these angles. So it's better to play long. That's where you're going to be playing 9 out of 10 rounds, right? Or let's say 7 out of 10. If you do want to play up, you can jiggle from like right here, right? And once you take contact here, you drop a smoke or a molly in this area, and then you fall back, right? Just because, like, this is pretty low risk, low risk, high reward, right? You get this info, you're able to fall back, dump util and stuff. That's like a key, right? You don't want to just jiggle this and fall back if you don't have util to do it with. Otherwise, you want to be doubling up with RJ. So you're either playing from long, you're playing close, or you're doubling up RJ. Short is not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Like, this is a pretty solid off angle. This cubby's a lot deeper than people think. And as people are entering up, like, they have to be staring at a lot of other things other than this. So, but... like, we do good to get that kill there, but... like, let's say there's more people coming up. If RJ isn't, like... Alright, two things, sorry. If RJ doesn't go out, and they decide to go up, then you're just boned, right? You're down 37 HP. They're probably already scaling up here because you had to reload, right? And since RJ rotated out, now they can have all of this space, right? And we don't know. And then now you're definitely screwed because you're concerned about ramp. They're coming out cave. There's no like safe place for you to go compared to long, where you can just drop back here and hold for long control. That is a key if you are playing retake long, right? You need to prevent them from coming in here because otherwise, like, B is a really easy site to retake, right? You dump a smoke here, you dump a smoke here, or you just have a person holding this, have a person holding this, and you basically have the retake for free. Once they get long, it gets a lot more complex. So I really like the reclear here. We get caught out on a solo fight CT. I don't necessarily hate it, but I think RJ does a good job there of realizing if we all go donut, then we're all crowded. Mo, you're playing too early. Right, you have kit, you have plenty of time. You make Za go out there when he's not ready, and RJ isn't in position to capitalize off of it, and he has to save. So, just wait. I also get it, like, you're in a 4v3, bombs going down, you're a little bit concerned. But, yeah, I mean, we just over-rotated there. Like, Mo, if you're able to, like, instead of going all the way up here, if you're just playing in donut, right, you get this information a lot earlier that they're coming A. That way we don't have to send all of our resources to B. Yeah, so just it's a lot less risky as well. Alright. 4v3. 4v2, I swear to god, if we push elbow, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Yep, and it's already 3v2. Mo's low. And they have B site, like. But RJ, you know there's only one here. Get on it, get on it, get on it. Good job. Good fucking job. Nice awareness, RJ, right? You know that guy was elbow. you know your team has your ramp cross. Okay. So we decided to start this with a 3B. That means we should be taking into cheetah. But instead we just have 2 people jerking off here. And we take no space. Oh. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna put this down as well. If we put extra players towards the site, we must take control there. EX, Inferno Banana, Ancient B site, Anubis B site, etc. Like that goes for everything, but those are like the main places where you're gonna see players get rotated towards. Again, we just this pillar and site in general is a coffin. Do not play pillar. Do not play pillar B site CT. It's just a shit fucking position. Right, like we have 3 here, so we have this person playing like for any sort of ramp hit. Right, if we put 2 here, we fucking demolish these kids. But RJ has to play passive because he's the only one there. And then Slime is just kind of a fucking aim training dummy. No offense, it's just like a shit position to be in. It's hard to do anything from there. And now we're completely pissed out of the round. Right. Because we don't get any mid control there. We don't get any B control there. We don't get any cave control. We don't get any pillar control. Like, you know, if you double up here, right now you have cheetah. If you double up ramp, right, this is smoke, this is mollied, right? You get all these players, but we do neither, and we just get choked out because there's not enough places on B for 3 players to play without, like, getting more space. Again, like, we just, no more, por favor. I mean, even get 1 and done from that position's a blessing, right? You wide swung into 4 players. That's not even like a knock on your skill. It's just there's 4 fucking guns versus 1 fucking gun. That seems like a pretty solid retake. Like, the Slime just has to go up, gets timing pretty hard. Mo hits a nice shot, and Alias plays off him practically perfectly. It didn't really look like you were there to like swing off of him if he does miss Mo, right? So like as he's spraying and not immediately getting that kill, I'd be ready to like, you know, even if you want to swing out back on this side, all right? Like you were kind of at the point where it was equal time to swing out on this side and this side. So, you know, pick one, try to get there quick to where you can because like, I don't know. The way you did play it, right, where you're kind of going slow here, it gave him time to like hit a kill and then like reset either back towards ramp or at least not immediately be panicking because he knows there's 2 players, right? It would have been 1 and then it would have been 1 or 1. Right? It wouldn't have been like, you know, at the same time, both players type shit. And we lose this one, so. Yeah, that just misses. Again with this fucking stupid setup. Alright, no, we did it, but we're just late and we don't have trade and they run us down. I accidentally tapped out, bro. What the fuck are we doing, man? Mo gets a nice kill. Mo gets 2 nice kills, actually. I was tapped out for one of them, I think. Good kills, Mo. Crosshair cushioning there. That's a crazy reswing. I mean, you have to do it, right? It's 3v4, we're losing B site, and we have no one on A. But that's crazy. So I like the idea, Alias, but like Mo's just not there to trade you. That's on both of you guys, right? We just have to be aware there that if we do want to go for a play like that, we have to be tradable. I don't blame you there, Slime. That's not really something you'd be expecting. And yeah, that's also a weird position. So overall, this is the things that we need to go over. Like, so again, I think there's just general improvement around like thing to thing, but we don't have a clear direction for calls. So, and again, I don't know if that's just due to a lack of like getting into an offline server and pracking and dry running, or if like as an IGL alias, you're not like ironing this stuff out, but like, you know, that's your job, and if it's something that you don't want to do, and like this isn't me like, you know, trying to like fucking scald you or like belittle you or anything, like it's not a fun thing for most players, right? Only a very specific type of fucking autistic guy loves to make strats for a CS team to like execute it poorly, right? So if it's not something you want to do, I think that's something that Mo might want to do. And even if Mo were to come up with the strats, you can still call him in game. Or if you just want to let Mo write it out and do this, we can do that. But if you don't want that, I think I would like to see you step up a little bit more and iron out some of these basic defaults. And if you are to iron them out, record a video of you doing them roll by roll, lineup by lineup. That way, not only can I be on the same page as you, that way these players can go back and reference something, right? Because they have a million things on their mind right now. So when we are trying to, on top of that, remember a default that might be either A, too complex, or B, too loose, that just adds a whole nother thing of their list. So not only are they not going to do the default well, they're also not going to do, you know, their basic fundamentals well, and they're not going to train them well. So all that to say, let's get an iron or a default ironed out with videos around it for each role, please. So yeah, scaling long, mollying jump up at the start of round, and not playing B pillar on CT are the map basic things. Like I said, like if we want to take Cheetah, throw that molly, and then scale in correctly. Again, so just generally, we're also holding the rotates for a site that we don't have. We're pulling out util before we're ready to throw it. Again, it's progress on the microplay stuff, but that's always gonna, you know, continue to need work until we're like every kill at least has a trade opportunity for it. We can't intrude with bombs though. That was multiple times. And then again, if we put players towards A site, we need to take control there, like beyond what is kind of the meeting point. And then yeah, RJ, I noticed that you just need to be aware if util is for teammates or for yourself and play accordingly. Like, I know you don't play cat. I don't think you play cat. I think you play con. But an example from when I played cat and where I struggle with this, I would throw a pop flash that is meant for con or window, and I would swing off of it. And by the time that I get in position to swing off that flash is already wearing off. And now players are holding for a swing from cat, and they're not blind. And then they just fucking gun me down, and I'm frustrated. I'm like, I'm throwing a flash, you know, I'm doing all this shit right, and then I like realize, oh, that's why. So just kind of take a second to think about, you know, what the goal behind the util is and whether it accomplishes that. But I mean, that was a really solid team, right? Like they have good protocols. Once they get pushed off one place, they take into another, and that's something we should like kind of take notes of and use ourselves. But overall, pretty fucking solid, boys. All right, peace out.